Okay, so here we are for game 3 of this first round. Hopefully we can get to the second round. I would prefer to not lose to a bunch of Phantom Warriors and out of the three-color Mind Magus staff deck, but I mean, sometimes it happens. We like to mulligan a 6 cards? Not really. So we'll see what happens. He's on 6. Um, Ideally, we will get one of our sliver pumps going here with our double sliver construct. We do have quite a few, so hopefully we can draw one. All right. We're not lucky enough to draw the 2-drop. Cauldron, okay. Not that great. Ooh, Hunt the Weak, I like that. So Hunt the Weak could become relevant here. If he plays a Phantom Warrior, I'm almost certainly going to just hunt it. It increases our clock while making his deck worse. Okay. Divination's not exactly the most powerful play. Ooh, there's a Predatory Sliver. The question is, do we play Sliver Construct or Predatory Sliver? Given that next turn we're almost certainly playing a 4-drop, we are only going to have so many opportunities. Let's see. I think that the best thing to do here is actually just to simply play the construct. It does less right now, but it lets us kind of like unleash that predatory sliver as a trick later. And also, it's possible that next turn we can outrage, and the following turn hunt the weak plus sliver. So we're just going to have to see what he does. What is he going to do? He's going to play Wall of Frost. Oh, okay. I mean, it's minorly annoying, but certainly not the end of the world. Um, I guess we'll just play a predatory sliver. And we can still get in for a 3 and let this wall, frost us out a little bit. That's okay. It happens. I think it's better to just keep the pressure on him just a little bit. Get in damage when we can. I think that we are the aggressor here. His deck seems much more awkward than ours, so. I mean, if he wants to slow us down with like a Wall of Frost, it's certainly not the end of the world. I mean, it's very possible that he has red cards in his hand right now. He's time ebbing that sliver, okay? That seems fine. I wonder what we're drawing this turn. Okay. Certainly not attacking there, because it doesn't actually do anything into the Wall of Frost. So we'll see. I mean, it would be. I think that our opponent's deck's it's not the greatest, but we'll have to just see what he plays here and sort of go from there. Oh, he did have the armored guy. All right. All right. Let's see. So I think what we want to do is attack with both constructs. Yeah, I think we just want to attack with both constructs, leaving Predatory Sliver back. Then when he does this, we can then outrage the Wall of Frost, and then next turn we can be in a much better position. So our choices are outraging the wall or the armored guy. I think I actually like outraging the wall just because it has such a higher toughness, and it's going to be harder to kill later. While then again, it's possible that hunting is better, given that. Yeah, I think hunting's slightly better, just because it's going to enable us. Well, no, we can't hunt with Predatory. We'd have to hunt with a Construct. So that's kind of awkward. Yeah, let's just outrage it. Alright, so this is his board. Just a armored Cantrix, and nothing else. So hopefully this is a board that is not insurmountable for us. I like that we're, the aggressor here, and hopefully we can draw something like our Shivan Dragon, or maybe one of our slivers. Fire Shriekers, not gonna be a problem. Sure. All right. Ooh, Pitchburn Devils. Pitchburn Devils. Um. Hmm. So he's tapped out right now. I think what we want to do is we can trade a Sliver Construct for his guy, basically, after we hunt the week, and that seems decent to me. Our only other options are just to like play Pitchburn Devils and pass, and I think this is stronger than that, so I think we'll just go ahead and do that. We don't want to get blown out by any mid-combat disperses on Predatory Sliver when we try to do this next turn, so we may as well just go for it now. We'll go ahead and do it this way. So now we have two 3/3s. He has a Shimmering Grotto, okay. He's gonna play a Phantom Warrior? He's gonna play a Time Ebb, okay. Hopefully he's running out of stuff. I hope so. Seems like he definitely has had a lot of stuff in this match, for sure. So we can play Predatory, attack. And then play Pitchburn. I'm not really sure what's in his hand. I mean, it's possible it's like a Flames with a Firebrand. I really don't know. We're just going to have to see. Archaeomancer for... I guess his best is like a Time Ebb or something? I guess he's targeting Time Ebb, sure. Can't actually cast it right now. Doomblade? Oh, just equipping that guy. Yeah, that's not a big deal. Ooh, there's the Shivan Dragon. So we know he has a Time Ebb in his hand. So, knowing that, and he can gain 5 from the Elixir is also an option for him. I think we want to attack with Construct plus Pitchburn, and then then play Shivan Dragon. We could trade the Predatory for his guy, but I don't even think we have to, because I think we can create well, let's see. So we know he has 3 cards in hand, one of which we know is Time Ebb. It's possible we just want to keep the pressure on, especially because a lot of his creatures are of the sort of like Phantom Warrior variety, where they're going to trade with a Sliver Construct anyway. And it's possible we can create a scenario where if he kills Pitchburn Devils, he just loses the game. We definitely want to play Shivan Dragon now, where it can't get countered. So I think actually I'm in favor of attacking with everything. It'll put him dead on board to Pitchburn plus Construct, because he won't be able to Cauldron. So yeah, I think I'm actually okay with trading the Predatory. Ordinarily I wouldn't want to do it, but we've already seen cards like Disperse out of him, and I think that we're fine with this happening. Because it takes him to 4, and now we have Shivan Dragon in play. And so he's actually just dead on board, even with the Time Ebb that we know he has. Because even with his Elixir of Immortality, he goes to 9, and then he would die. So, we'll see. I'm assuming he Time Ebbs Shivan Dragon. That would not be a surprise. Archaeomancer for another Time Ebb. Alright. Time Eb's the Shivan, sure. I wonder what I'm drawing. Shivan Dragon, okay. I guess we should be able to pump it. I don't think it matters, but I guess technically like the correct way to do it is like this. You gotta attack with both. He has to block. Alright, so we know he has a Time Ebb in his hand, and we know he can play Elixir of Immortality. So he Time Ebbs the dragon again. Okay. So he's kind of all in on this Elixir. Does he have something here, like a Frost Breath? I guess so. Okay. So it puts him to one card in hand. And we know he doesn't have a counterspell for Shivan Dragon, which is kind of nice. So hopefully his one card is a pretty good one, because it has to be able to deal with a Shivan Dragon. And then if it can't, it needs the following turn to be able to deal with a Pitchburn Devils and a Sliver Construct. Alright. Looks like he has something. Or not. Maybe he has a Disperse? This is odd. Although, to be fair, I think our opponent's deck is rather strange just in general. Okay. That was getting a little confused there. So, our opponent's deck, I think, was kind of weak. It had cards like the problem that our opponent's deck had, at least in my opinion, just to briefly recap the match, was that he was trying to mix a deck that had cards like Wall of Frost and Time Ebb and Archaeomancer with a deck that had cards like Phantom Warrior and Fire Shrieker. To me, these sorts of cards don't belong in the same deck. These are two different decks. One is a controlling deck, and the other is more of a tempo deck, or or even like a blue aggro deck. You know, like that you'd play like Phantom Warriors in maybe. But I think his deck was kind of an awkward mix of both. Whereas while our deck, which certainly isn't overpowering, though it does have some decent to good cards, and like Shivan Dragon, Chandra's Outrage, it was just too much for him to deal with because he drew the wrong half of his deck. I mean, in that spot, he couldn't draw enough creatures to make Fire Shrieker relevant, and then again, he couldn't draw enough removal spells to deal with our creatures. So it's like he kind of drew some removal spells, not enough, some creatures, not enough. Whereas if his deck had been focused around one of those two principles, either like heavy removal or heavy creatures, he might have won. But he didn't, and we are moving on to the second round.